Thank you, Richard. Steve's speech, that really persuaded me to act. He had some action items for us at the end, and similar to Tegan, it actually opened up, some ideas that we could be doing if we haven't yet. There are a few things that I really loved about Steve's speech, and I'm going to go over what I felt that he did well and what I felt that he could improve. To start with what he did well, let's actually knock out the objective that he had, which was create and deliver a persuasive speech with logic and pathos. And I think he achieved those both. The first one, logic. So I actually Googled the two different types of logical arguments. And the first is deduction, which is, at the end, it must be true. For example, 1 + 1 = 2. That has to be true. But in Steve's speech, he used more of induction, which is, it's probably true. Meaning that his thesis and argument that Trump did all these, failures, XYZ, will lead us to believe that he will probably also fail us in the next 4 years. Now, it's not necessarily a deduction because who knows, he's human. He could all of a sudden change or have a different cabinet or whatever. But he used a lot of examples that are in this induction type of logic. The next is pathos, which is emotive and emotion. Was he able to get emotion out of us? And I actually looked at the gallery view, and he did. And the best way he actually did that was in his intro, analogy of a pirate ship, and his metaphors, such as destroyer in chief. So I really appreciated that. A couple of suggestions that I have to evoke more emotion are around vocal variety. I felt that given that his analogy of a pirate, I was looking for like an R or something of that nature to just kind of change up the vocal variety. The second is eye contact. I think with these Zoom videos, it's pretty obvious when you're looking down in your script. So I imagine it would be even better if you had the script possibly in front of you, so that Steve is looking in front of the camera the whole time. And finally, a challenge here. I believe he set really good examples, and we followed that logic pretty easily. A challenge would be, how can Steve address the counter arguments? How can Steve address the swing voters or the conservatives, especially on addressing the failed promises of the president? I think that would make a stronger argument. I'm going to end with this. And I felt that this is one of the best that I've seen Steve. Number one, his structure was amazing. It followed the flow was relatively smooth. And the second part, I don't know if you noticed this because we don't see this. I believe he was, in this case, one of the more prepared and well-researched speakers. And we were able to tell that with Richard's follow-up question. As soon as Richard said that about the voting, the mail-in votes, Steve was able to come up with, well, actually, if you mail in soon enough, you'll able to track it, if your vote counted, etc. That speaks to his preparation, and I love that, and I wish every speaker would take it into that much depth as far as preparation. Thank you for the speech, Steve, and looking forward to your next one.